Hello everyone. Hope all of you are fine and doing well. In this video, I am not going to discuss anything about history of literature or English literature. Rather, in this video, I am going to focus on the nitty-gritty details of your preparation as a PhD researcher, which is very interesting and important topic for the future researchers. Why I choose to talk on this topic? The reason is that last week, it was 27th August, I was invited to deliver the inaugural lecture in a national level workshop organized by the famous St. Aloysius College, Kerala. And in the online workshop, the theme was the basics of research. Almost 200 participants from various parts of India, they joined in the workshop, and all of them are future researchers. Some of them have already enrolled in the PhD program, and almost there was a handful number of researchers who are seasoned academicians, yet they wanted to attend the workshop just to know the nitty-gritty details of research interest, research preparation, and the basics. So this video is all about how to get ready for your PhD proposal, how to get ready with your PhD work. So this video is one kind of guide to those who are planning to apply for the PhD program in various institutions, in the IITs, in the universities. So in this video, I will be focusing on your pre-PhD application suggestions, how to get ready for your PhD program. This video is very essential for the beginners in the research. So let's start this video. I remember from my experience that on last week, one of the participants, she asked me how to choose the broad research area. That is very basic question when one is planning to apply for the PhD program. So, how to choose your broad research area, how to pinpoint your particular research question, these things are very important. Now, my suggestion is when you are already mentally decided, when you have already mentally decided that you will be able to apply for the PhD program, from that moment you have to read a lot of things and you have to be a voracious reader, because as a researcher you are expected to excel in your reading. Okay, so the most important thing is, say for example, your area of interest as a student of English literature, your area of interest is modernist literature, British modernist literature, say for example. So if this is your area of interest and you want to do your PhD in British modernist literature, now let me tell you how to narrow down the focused research area, how to find out the basic research questions with which you will be able to develop your research proposal for applying in the PhD programs. Okay, so when you have already decided that you are going to work on this area, say for example British modernist literature or 18th century British literature, so you have to now think about the genre, on which genre you want to work on. Ask these questions to yourself. Do you want to make your research on multi-generic texts, or do you want to pursue your research only in the British modernist fiction, or by fiction also we mean short stories or novels or prose? So what kind of fiction you want to work on, what kind of genre you want to look for? So these questions you have to be you need to able to find your proper answer for these questions. Then focus on the broad area. Broad area means that this kind of research has already been done on this area. Now your research should be a unique approach. For this, you need to read lot of things. You need to dissociate the past research data from the new one. Now you have to focus on the under-researched aspects of the field. It is very difficult task. It will not be you will not be able to do it within one day. Okay, it needs almost 5 to 6 months reading, vast reading, minimum 5 to 6 months first reading. So you have to start reading the associated works, associated critical works, the areas, and what are the works have already been done, what is undone. Now you need to concentrate on the undone part of the work. Okay, so the undone part of the work is your focus area. Now in this undone part of the work, you need to point out what are the areas which remain unexplored, what are the areas which offers the new possibility of redefinition or re-exploration. Accordingly, you have to select your project. Or maybe it may be like this: after reading a particular theoretical or critical book on modernist literature, say for example, you got inspired by the book or by the approach of the book or by the critical questions raised by the book. In that case, you need to understand the book project. In the book, the author, whatever ideas the author have already discussed, and your project should be the next level. So for example, if anybody finished writing a book on modernist aesthetics on banality, then what are the ideas of banality he or she has been discussed, and then your book should be a further research on the same topic. So your book should be the next book which the future researchers would love to read or love to explore after the already existing book on the aesthetic of banality in modernist literature. Am I clear? So it is a new venture. Obviously, you should have a novel approach. Now, after narrow down this particular area, you have to question yourself almost nth number of times. Is this area really an interesting one? Will you be able to pursue this research for 5 long years for your PhD course? Is the topic suitable for the relevant academic discussions? And what are the future outcomes of your research project? I mean post PhD, if you want to pursue your postdoctoral research or if you want to publish a book, will there be high demand on this topic? You have to keep on thinking about these ideas also. And my next suggestion related to your PhD application procedure should be, you need to know how to write your abstract of your thesis. It is very important because almost when we are sending our applications for PhD programs in various universities or institutions in India and in abroad, when we in abroad the system is difficult because along with the application in abroad, you need to send your abstract, you need to send your research proposal so that your prospective supervisor might get interested. And also in abroad, before the application, you need to contact through email the prospective supervisors who would be able to supervise your work. But in India, the scenario is a little bit different because in university system, I don't know because I'm from IIT. In our IITs, the system is generally we need to appear for the written test exam. After qualifying the written test exam, we are supposed to appear at the interview. And after we qualify the interview, then the offer letter comes through email. And only after that, when you officially join the department, then the department will ask you about your research area. In that case, during that time only, you need to submit your research proposal. Based on your research proposal, the department will officially allocate your supervisor. So in that case, after getting selected into the PhD program, you are required to submit an official research proposal. So it is very important when you are communicating your ideas about your prospective research areas, you need to write a brief, you need to write a summary or a gist that this is your research area. Now you should find your critical point of departure from the existing knowledge in the academia on this topic so that your research would be able to find its relevance and significance in the context of contemporary academia. In that case, what you need to do is that you need to write an abstract after selecting your research topic, after selecting almost the broader area of your research topic and almost narrowing down the particular research aspect or area. You need to write an abstract of your thesis. The abstract should be a gist of your research. it should be almost 250 to 300 words. Within 250 to 300 words, you need to write your abstract of your thesis, and in the abstract you need to sum up. At the introductory section, you need to write what are the past research which has already been done in this area, and why you are taking a point of departure or a critical departure from the existing body of knowledge in this field, and why do you want to explore this area further. What are the unique approaches that you are having as a researcher? Okay, you need to establish this point very clearly in your abstract. Then the third section of your abstract should be why this research is relevant in the contemporary academia, and why you will be able to do justice to this research, this kind of approach. So in an abstract, we generally don't have any paragraph division. So very compact, very brief, concise way you need to write your research idea. Am I clear? Next point which I'm going to highlight in this video is that after writing your abstract, your focus should be to finish your research proposal, which is a detailed version of your tentative research project. Ideally, a research proposal should be in length 10 to 15 pages, but again the length and the format of the research proposal is heavily depending on your supervisor and the institution where you are going to apply. Some institutions particularly have a specific format for writing a research proposal. In that case, you need to adhere to that kind of format of the research proposal provided by the institution. If that is not the case, if you are free to choose your own format, then you need to write the research proposal accordingly. If you want me to make my next video on how to write a research proposal, please do let me know below in the comment section so that I can make a detailed video on the basic ideas, key concepts, and the method and the style of writing a proper good research proposal. See, in the research proposal, you need to explain your research project in detail. There are almost 15 to 16 subsections or subheadings. For example, your background, then your research question, then your objectives, then your tentative bibliography, your methodology, your data collection method if you have any particularly. So all these details should be there in a very brief and compact manner. But again, research proposal is a lengthy official document in comparison to an abstract. So after writing the research proposal, your aim should be immediately to start your research. When you are already into the research program, into the PhD program officially, then your task will be to write your thesis, to complete your work as early as possible with utmost devotion and sincerity. So how you can write? Many participants in the national level workshop last week asked me how to write a thesis. That is a very interesting and crucial and important question, how to write a thesis. A thesis writing is not a matter of joke. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It is a Herculean task. It needs serious practice, dedication, devotion, and your continuous full-time involvement. If you are serious about your research, you need to think that research is a full-time engagement. It is never ever a part-time or a leisure time activity. Whenever you are pursuing your life as a doctoral scholar, you have to keep this in your subconscious mind that the research is metonymically added to you. The project of research is metonymically added to you, so you have to finish it. There is no other option left for you. So in that case, how to write a research thesis? My first suggestion is reading and writing. Both these are simultaneous activities in a thesis. Some scholars, some researchers believe that they will keep on reading lot of articles, lot of books, lot of secondary articles, everything they will take note from those articles, and after collecting all the data, after finishing all the reading list, they will be able to write something after 3 to 4 years of their research. And they believe that only the last year of the research should be devoted to the writing session only, but that is absolutely a wrong and an incorrect idea, and it is a disastrous idea. I'm telling you from my experience. Take it from me. Because in research, you need to keep on reading and writing simultaneously. Say, for example, if you read 5 books or 5 research articles, immediately from 5 research articles, you have to take notes and you need to write a short write up, that what are the key ideas, what are the important factors, and how you can include those ideas, those critical observations in your own research. If you want to critique them, if you want to find a critical point of departure from those observations, immediately you need to write it down. So every day, simultaneously, you need to read and you need to write. So reading and writing sessions both are important for everyday activity in the life of a PhD scholar. This is very important. Why? Because reading session and writing sessions both go hand in hand. Say, for example, after reading 5 or 6 articles, you have to write. And when you are writing, say, for example, from the day one, you will not be able to write 2000 or 3000 words. That is almost difficult. But say, for example, you try to write 550 words in a day. Every day, write 550 words. This is not your final draft. You keep on writing the draft and try to finish the chapter one by one. How to finish a chapter? Before writing a chapter, plan a structure of the chapter. Write initial section, there should be introduction. After introduction, this is the subpoint. These are the subpoints. Rather, then this is the conclusion. What are the subpoints? What are the critical issues? What are the theories? What are the critical point of departure you want to establish? So write all these things in a draft form, so that when you are already planning to write your chapter 1, maybe you have already a framework ready, that in chapter 1, in the introduction, I am supposed to discuss these 5 or 6 points. Next para, I'm going to discuss these aspects. In the next paragraph, this is the subheading. So you need a pre-plan. Research is all about plan, careful planning and meticulous execution of your plan. So never ever believe that any kind of unplanned activity would click in your research. That is never going to happen. Always plan. Keep your keep a framework of your chapter ready, then start writing. Keep on reading and writing simultaneously. And when you are suffering writer's block, by writer's block I mean when you are thinking that this time is inappropriate for you to think critically and you are unable to write something critically, it may happen. Don't be worried about it. This is a passing phase. It comes and goes. So during that time when you are unable to write anything critically, you try to read something. You try to read some significant, interesting essay or book or any other article related to your research. Reading others' ideas sometimes help us to overcome our writer's block phase. So this will be helpful for you. And another important tip which I want to share in this video is that when you are writing, take help of Grammarly, because Grammarly website is almost free. Almost in the major institutions, they have the subscription to the Grammarly website. So if you are inconfident about your writing style or pattern, so you can immediately you can read, write, and on that day you should check your written document on the Grammarly website, so that you can understand that you have been able to produce a flawless document. And also, I think in research, it is important to keep your bibliography very active from the day one. Whenever you are writing in your MS Word form or in the hard copy form, you can keep on entering those bibliographic entries, because at the end, when you are trying to enter all the bibliographic entries, that is a proper recipe for disaster, I'm telling you. So every day with your writing, keep your bibliography ready. So if you write say for example 2000 words in 3 days, then there should be 5, 6 or 10 entries. You should enter 10 entries in the bibliography list. So this way you can maintain the bibliography. And I think in my next video, if you want me to discuss in detail more about this writing tips and tricks and an easy handling of the research topic, let me know about it. I will try to make a new video on the writing tips and tricks. So stay tuned, keep on watching my videos. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Stay tuned, keep on writing. Bye bye.